when we're talking about hard gainers, I'd like you guys, like, I'm hoping that you guys will stick with me because it's an important topic, not just for people that are trying to lose weight. Like, everyone's trying to lose weight, right? But there's a whole nother demographic of people that are actually trying to gain weight. And it could be someone that's been skinny their whole lives, someone that could be looking to fill out their clothes a little bit more. It could be someone that wants to gain a bit more muscle mass. And it's all about body image. It's all about feeling comfortable. But those people that have no idea about hard gainers, they don't know about it. Like, they don't know that it's very similar to, if you call someone scrawny, that's a hard gainer that's been trying to gain weight their whole life. It's the same as calling someone fat who's overweight. So, and most people don't know that. They don't realize that it's a very sensitive subject. So, regardless of if you're not trying to gain weight, for example, I hope that you'll stick around and learn what it's like to be on the other side. Everyone thinks we do weight loss. We don't do weight loss. So a lot of people will come to us and say, "Hey, I know you do weight loss," which we don't. And they'll say, "But I'm actually trying to gain." I'm like, don't worry, we've been there. I know exactly what you're going through. So that's what we want to talk about today.
All that I was saying was that you and I are kind of opposites.
Yes, yep. A lot, and most people are. Like I said, like, most people are the opposite. They are easy. It's easy for them to gain weight, but mentally, emotionally, physically, like, when you are talking to someone that's skinny and you're one of those people that, you're so skinny, it must be nice. But some people really don't like it when you call them skinny. Like, some people don't, it's not appreciated, and sometimes it comes across as maybe it is a compliment. Maybe you mean it as a compliment, but it's not always perceived that way. At a younger age, it's worse. As we get older and mature and fit into our bodies, you start to gain weight a little bit easier, but still, it's very challenging for a good chunk of the demographic. Like, there's a good chunk of people that still struggle with it. It doesn't matter. Like, you could be very young, or you could be a teenager or early adulthood, and then you're getting a little bit older, not older, but like more mature, and you still have issues keeping weight on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see it with women, and then, like, you hear it with, like, their butt, for example. Like, my butt is too skinny, I can't keep jeans on, for example. Like, that's not a compliment, right? They're frustrated. And then for men as well, then you look at the men's side, and they're like, "Oh, well, I'm a grown man, and people still call me scrawny." Like, it's embarrassing, and it's really difficult. But most people don't see that. They only see the whole world that wants to lose weight, and that's trying to lose weight, or has oversized instead of undersized, I suppose.
You would say there's less hard gainers?
There's less hard gainers, for sure. But I just mean, like, the majority of people think that there's only one. Like, they're just like, oh, everyone's probably trying to lose weight. And then you see someone that's skinny, and you're like, oh, well, they must have lost a bunch of weight. But they're actually trying to gain. So all I'm trying to do is help show some maybe sensitivity around the subject.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, it was I was often the skinny kid. I was pretty good in athletics, which helped, but I was still the skinny athletic kid. And then you had, like, these little scrawny legs and, like, little scrawny arms. And then when people say something about them, it's hurtful.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I don't want to be the scrawny kid.
Right. It's the total opposite, because most times people are like, oh my gosh, I don't want to look heavy in my clothes. But then other people that are hard gainers probably would buy oversized clothes because they don't want to look skinny in their clothes.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, and there's the similarities. It's funny to talk about, but the similarities are so parallel, but the complete opposite. Like, it's the exact same thing. Like, it's the exact same emotions when someone calls you skinny or scrawny as if someone calls you, chubby or fat. It's the same. Yeah. It's the same feeling. But those people that are, all I'm trying to say is that I think it's much easier to understand from one standpoint that it's hurtful when you call someone overweight, however that slur is. It's the same emotional feeling when you call someone, oh, you're too skinny. Like, put some weight on, you're too skinny. Like, I've been trying.
I've been eating cheeseburgers for a week. I haven't gained anything.
If I'm going to run every day, then I got to bump up my calories to probably 3,000. And that's a lot of calories.
That is, like, you're trying to gain weight. When I was doing fitness competitions, we had the bulking stage, and that was, I mean, what did we call the shredding stage? Is that what it was called?
Yeah, cutting stage.
The cutting stage. I mean, the cutting stage was really challenging because it was so restrictive, but the bulking stage was almost harder because you had to eat like it was your job. Like your whole day was surrounded by food. Like I had timers and alarms set on my phone and in the house to remind me to eat because it was like a full-time job just to gain weight, to bulk. Remember that? Oh my gosh.
And Dorothy's like, I don't want to eat anymore.
And I'd be there staring at the bowl or the plate like, oh my gosh, I still have more food. Or it'd be like the end of the day, well, like getting towards the end of the day, and I'd still have like 2 meals left, and I had no idea how I was, like, physically, like, chew the food.
It's true, like, it's true. And I was in the same boat too when I was trying to gain weight. And when we say food, we mean like real food, clean food, not just people are like, I love food, and they have like wings and deep fried this, like calamari, and like, it's not food. This is like a beautiful salad with all kinds of different colors and greens and peppers. That's the food we're talking about. But so Dorothy was trying, like, I eat the way I eat pretty consistently, unless I'm specifically trying to gain. So I'll have half a cup of rice or quinoa, for example. And anyway, so Dorothy was filling her plate up the exact same as me. And she's like, I'm working out, I'm eating well, I don't know what's going on. And I was like, well, you're eating, I fluctuate. I'm about between 185 to 200, given where I'm at. So I'm like, I'm 200 pounds and you eat the same food as me. She's like, oh, good point.
So, yeah, kind of depends what your goals are and where you're at.
You don't have to eat like forever. You just have to figure out what's best for you, like the times of day, the types of food. You have to figure out what's best for you, but without recording, without counting some calories once in a while, without putting in the effort. Like sometimes people try for a few days or try that for a couple weeks, and they're like, nah, didn't work for me. I'll just be skinny. Like, you have to figure out what your why is. Like, why is it so powerful for you to make a change in your life?